So Roth IRAs can be wonderful vehicles, but just like anything, there are advantages and disadvantages, pros, cons, and I think it's important to understand the why behind the use of that before you begin to know whether it's a good fit or not a good fit. So just like any IRA, you're able to put dollars in, those dollars can grow, they can be invested in a variety of different things, and they grow tax deferred, meaning you're not paying tax every single solitary year on them. The main advantage of a Roth IRA is the fact that you don't pay any tax once you distribute that out after 59.5 or when you are in retirement. Unlike traditional IRAs where you will pay tax at whatever income bracket you are in at that particular time, in Roths you don't. The disadvantage though, however, is you're contributing after-tax dollars. So you don't get the traditional deduction, meaning you don't get the tax benefit today. The other, I would say, disadvantage, and this is inherent in any IRA or retirement account, is it's somewhat trapped capital, meaning that I can have all this money invested, saved in there, but I can't even buy a pair of shoes with that prior to 59.5, or certainly not without penalty. So just being thoughtful on the amount that you want to contribute, not putting too much in, and understanding the advantages of it can be an absolutely powerful tool. But again, understanding what you're trying to accomplish, how much to put in, how much to take out matters when you're looking at that kind of decision. Yeah, again, any retirement account, I mean, obviously we're taught, and I think intuitively know that, hey, we want to save for the future. But that act of saving now, make sure that doesn't disrupt available dollars if you have an emergency, if you need access to that money now, because again, it's somewhat trapped capital. So there's a balance between making sure you have enough funds accessible, which is really key, and you're doing enough and you're saving enough to secure a financial future here and retire the way that you want to retire here and what that looks like. Yeah, I absolutely recommend using a Roth. Now, part of that, full disclosure, part of that is due to the philosophy that we have here at Prevail, where we do a lot of tax strategies, a lot of tax planning. How do we mitigate taxes today and in the future? But philosophically, we believe the taxes are going to be far greater in the future. And there's a variety of reasons for that. We believe the government is going to have to tax, it's going to have to create additional revenues to pay down the deficit, or certainly to pay the debt that continues to grow. So for those of us that are still in our working years, and when we retire, and maybe that's 15, 20, 30 years from now, we believe tax rates are going to be far greater, which means if you also believe that, then you would rather pay tax today, defer the tax, and never worry about that in the future, right? Because if I have a bill to pay, I want to always pay the lowest bill. So if I tell you, hey, you got to pay the tax, you either pay it today or you pay it tomorrow, now I got to decide, well, what's going to be the lowest cost to me? We believe that in the future, it's going to be a much higher price tag than what it is today.